I like that Dennis is back online. I think on a map like Dust 2, he could really be that X factor for NiP. We'll have to see. Na'Vi, of course, always formidable, and we're off. Na'Vi on that T side, and it's mostly Kevlar's for them. Zeus with the P250 and Flashbang. He's donated the P250 to Simple as well. I like it.
Back online like he's Johnny 5. Forest falling back towards the door position. We've got trades around the map as two players make their way into the B bomb site. Easily dispatched off by Forest, looking for the third. Zeus making his way in now, but the positions have changed. Nice tight angle by Forest, buying some time. He needs a rotation. Get Right's on the way. We've got a rotation for Zeus as well. That's a beautiful dispatching of Get Right and Forest by Zeus with a P250. Lecro on a flank. Three players being taken out in the choke point of this B tunnel, and Lecro might be the fourth, unless he can find the right angle. Zeus, I think he was just spotted as he was crouching. Lecro's waiting, hasn't quite hit the mark. Flamey can move in for a double peek now. By that double stack. He could jump up, but jumping up will be the point of no return. Absolutely wrecked by Flamey. Great play by Zeus. They spoke about frags on the desk earlier on with Zeus and rolls and so on, but he dealt with these players very well indeed. 1, 2, thank you and goodbye. There's a pistol round for Na'Vi.
That was brilliant, and again, as you say, I don't think we can really emphasize it enough. I really felt like Forest was such a lock-in to get at least another kill there and delay them enough to allow his teammates to finish the job, but so pivotal. Full save from NiP. I have to say, I'm a big fan of the force buy on the CT side of Dust 2, the scouts, but we'll have the cat aggression from the cat boost here for NiP, and they're going to go straight up mid with their USPs, and Zeus will be met with so many USPs. Doesn't really get any value out of his Mac 10, but it doesn't really matter. It will be finished off by his teammates, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't think anybody's unhappy on either side with how that round went.
He had 38.50 at the beginning. Zeus, he was the last one to buy, so I think he was toying with, do I buy an AK and have no grenades, or do I be a utility man and pick up a Mac 10? Not the best weapon on Dust 2, considering the ranges, but close range wasn't the best weapon for him either. But here we are. 2-0 for Na'Vi. That's the important part for them. Zeus will be on a Galil for this round. Not expecting to lose his life, I'm imagining, but here we are. Forrest is AWP and he's naked. He's in the nude and he is the police, so he won't be arrested for it. And he is off to a good start. Flamey's been taken out and Na'Vi aren't able to make their way through to the long position. Three players were there for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They'll leave Dennis in situ. Now, Ninjas in Pyjamas do not have any flashbangs. So I think it's very important for them that they got that early man advantage. If you have, say, a sniper playing around a car position on long, for example, he'll often need to have flashes to flash the player in long, like you saw Glaive in the pit on the previous Dust 2 today, or if he has a player on A to flash for him as well. But there are no flashes anywhere for Ninjas in Pyjamas, so this could still be problematic for them unless they can abuse that org.
This is a perfect way to start things off. Have to see if they can finish it off just as well as they started it. Forrest is in position, whiffs the shot. Oh, he's so close. He's no idea quite how close he is, but how many can he get now as Rez is there to offer support from the car position. Expecting someone to jump up on the crate. There it is. Whiffs the shot, but how much can Rez do? Only gets 2. A 3 versus 2 here for NiP. This is very doable for both Simple and Edwards.
That 3 might be the saving grace for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They have, at this point, 0 grenades, 1 defuse kit. If Get Right goes down, we need to pay attention to where he goes down. He's here in the tunnel position. That could be crucial. Simple spraying, fade away with the HE. Will it get a frag? Dennis is going nuclear once again. And Na'Vi have been dispatched of, taken care of. Get Right can jump on the defuse. He's picked up a rifle. And there is the first round on the board for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
You know, one thing I have to say about one of the reasons why some of the teams force buy in the second round as the CT side is because when you do it like NiP did here and you don't, I mean, maybe you can get that glass cannon AWP out, but you don't really have utility to support. So it's so critical that Forrest found a way to get a pick at the beginning, because if you don't, I think that lack of utility really starts to hurt into the mid and late rounds when you're the CT side. But I mean, it went well for them, and now they're fully stocked up with the AWP back in the hands of Lecro this time, but a very fast timing down middle. Forrest looks ready for it, turns away from the flashbang. Oh, he's absolutely eviscerated them on Xbox, and now a 5 versus 3 with all the time in the round to play with still. NiP look comfortable.
That's glorious timing for the Ninjas. Na'Vi probably expecting the AWP to be in mid, flashed off and around the corner towards the B bomb site. Not quite the case. Easily avoided by Forest with an AK. Dynamic rotating the AWP, and that helps put him in a very strong position here. Of course, the talent of Forest, the sheer talent of the man. 5 versus 3. Somehow survives that shot from Simple. A cold start maybe. Switching out to the AK-47, moving to a more aggressive position while Zeus holds an angle.
At least they have position. Nothing else. Simple looking to be activated there. The flashbang over the top as he pushes in. It didn't actually affect Rez, but Rez was not looking towards the window. Forest defense again. So much damage from Forest, but now it's just down to Edward. He's got the bomb site. He tries to take the fight. It's not a bad idea, but it doesn't go his way. Forest looks so scary right now at the beginning of this game, and that is, I think they said it on the, I think it was Potter that said she's looking for Forest to step up with the AWP around the log, but it doesn't really matter where he is or with what weapon. It seems like so far that it's just clinical from him.
Dynamic play from Ninjas in pajamas. Rotate the position of the AWP, catch Na'Vi off guard, and they find themselves now on pistols, Na'Vi. Forest consistently one of the best players in the world. For how many years? Seriously.
Absolutely, yeah.
For how many years?
Since 2006, maybe.
He is amazing. He is amazing, but he's not the only amazing player on the server. Although maybe this won't be the round for Na'Vi to show their players who can shine with Electronic with the only Desert Eagle. Seen so many rounds where there are players with rifles and Simple with the Deagle because he's so capable with it, but even he's only got a P250 in this round. Electronic spamming. Often in the shadow of Simple. Maybe this Deagle round for him is his time to shine. All right, you got a Deagle. Show us what you can do. It's a tall order. But they're still all alive at the minute mark.
Cowl control secured. Nobody's looking towards or is near the A longhouse, so it's always a bit scary. CTs could be pushing there. But in a round like this, it would be insane for the CTs to push. They're against pistols, don't want to go aggressive anywhere really. Just allow the Na'Vi players to funnel into these really long ranges, which is what makes Dust 2 quite difficult to deal with in some cases. And maybe with PT50 won't find too much. Dennis going back to the well, and he is going to get himself a full pail of water. And that's going to be a great, well, more or less clean round for NiP. I think they'll be happy with that. They're building some bank, and the crew will hold on to the AWP. Get right on the AK-47. Org's really changed the dynamic on Dust 2. It's one of the interesting things for me in making it less T-sided.
Absolutely. The defenses around the B bomb site, around the choke points of the B bomb site, I should say, being dramatically changed by the Org, among other places. No challenge towards long at the beginning of this round by Na'Vi. 1 round behind now. Still very early in this game of Dust 2. So for those of you at home, if Ents draw or better in the other game, they're through to the final versus Astralis. If Ents lose and NiP win, then I believe NiP are through to the final. So there's plenty to play for, but it's not all in the control of NiP at this point. They have to do the best they can and hope for the rest to come through for them. 5 AKs for Na'Vi, taking the short position with a minute to go. Will this be their final destination? There are 3 players around A for Ninjas in Pajamas, but the bomb is at the bottom of B tunnel for now.
Flashing through the double doors, trying to clear out any CTs that could be close. And also you get a look in towards CT, and you can see if you can try to bait something. Double smokes there, 1 high, 1 low, to make sure that if anyone's boosted in CT that they're covered against, and they'll commit into the B split here. There are smokes on the B tunnel's entrance, so it's all about this push from middle for now, and Simple will trade out onto Forest. Really important. Rez's transfer is not quite quick enough, and Simple has established himself in middle. This will be difficult to deal with, but maybe not. Get Right will take him down, and now Edward and Zeus have to lock down this B bomb site. This will not be easy. They don't know how many players are coming from where.
Two players coming from the tunnel, flashes and a HE. That's all that they have to work with, along with the man advantage, so they can hope for a trade worst case scenario. Lekr with a huge frag outside. Is Edward there for the two-man spray down? No, he's not. He's blind by the second man. And that will be another round in the bag for Ninjas in Pajamas. They only survived, though, with two players, which is something to keep an eye on. That means that Na'Vi did about $18,000 of damage, which may have a part to play in the rounds to come, especially with a bomb plant for Na'Vi. So there are pros for them, despite having lost the round. 4-2, and Na'Vi could buy again if they thought they could break Ninjas in Pajamas, if they thought they smelled weakness. But as we can see, despite having only two players survive, NiP have a full buy. They've got two AWPs. They are basking in the sun. So we'll see what they choose to do, Na'Vi. Plenty of discussion in their booth.
Na'Vi always a very vocal team, no matter what's going on. Lots of energy, lots of emotion. That's how they play some of their best games. And again, the form from NiP in this tournament so far has been fantastic. I think, I think you pointed out recently that matchup against Fnatic. If we don't, if we ignore the result, the actual journey of that game, I think, was pretty telling of what NiP is capable of. And NiP on the double ups finally. I wondered how long it would take for them to get it, but they, I think, have been waiting until they get secured economically. And 3 players down through tunnels towards Xbox here for Na'Vi. I would not be too surprised if we see a short plant, a play for a short plant, as is pretty common in a round such as this, with a suboptimal buy, plus a save, half buy, one should say. But it looks like they're all gathering around the upper dark area, and NiP have great positions actually. With Lekr on the AWP and catwalk as he is, they've got a pretty good understanding of exactly what's going on.
Edward's top mid, so he can offer some pop flashes through the double doors if that's what they want, but they're happy to quietly jiggle through the doors. Wiggle and jiggle. One taken out by Forest. Surprises of his own. Nice spray from Rez. We'll see the Motley. He knows one more is there. And here comes the eco push. Edward's in the red, soon to be dead, or maybe not. He can pick up a weapon now. He's picked up an AWP, and Electronic has fallen away from the B tunnel for the time being, collected the bomb, and here he comes. We've still got Rez holding down the B bomb site, buying some time, but he'll be eliminated. Maybe there's a chance to plant, but the cavalry's pretty damn close. They've got flashbangs, no mollies though, to stop a plant. But there still needs to be a cross. Electronic up close, and now they're playing for the W. Edward delivering a massive kill onto Lekr, leaving Get Right alone. This is a huge round for Na'Vi, a very unlikely one. Electronic with the CZ, tries to swing wide, but Get Right will clean up. Very patient, very calm, very experienced man. Very expensive round for NiP.
That was such a cool passage of play from Edward as he gets the AWP. I loved how he repositioned immediately onto the bomb site, onto the plateau, throws up the flash to buy himself more time to position onto the top of the big box in the bomb site. And he's already expecting, like, way ahead of time where the next contact will be. And he sets his AWP up to take the kill, and he gets it. Really awesome to see that level of foresight from Edwards, and it almost got them the round. And as you said before, James, like, the economy of NiP is being taxed immensely, and if they lose this round, they are kind of screwed for money. So this has been set up really well. Simple, though, can't get himself the initial pick from long, and they will be denied long position altogether.
Top mid creep from Simple. Stands up at the right time, and he's fast enough. Forrest cannot respond. Man advantage Na'Vi. 3 rounds behind at the moment, looking for more. Dennis may have a shadow advantage. He sees the feet, sees the head. Lekr will clean up, though, looking for more. Flamey won't be able to get it done. Dennis is just cleaning out. Dennis has been so good this week, but is it enough? He'll get taken out eventually, leaving his team with a man advantage, but Rez will be capitalizing on all this distraction in a short position, and he knows they're not going B. Smoke up on the short area. He'll quietly be flanking. He's got to pick his timing right. It'll be really, really hard. Maybe some counter flashes from Na'Vi to buy time. Sorry, from Ninjas in Pajamas. Once the execute comes in. Moving down to the lower area now, Electronic. He's on the other side of a smoke to Lecro, but keep an eye on the radar because Rez is coming, and there is the last frag stolen by Get Right, actually, who gets 2 towards the end. But Dennis with another outstanding play in a short position.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that as well is his play is a complete confidence play. He's going, like the second kill especially, he's going so deep for these kills against headshot positions. Really brave stuff, and that, I think from pretty much everyone in NiP so far, we've seen great confidence in their play, which is when NiP are, of course, the most scary, when they're looking to take these really aggressive positions. And Na'Vi still struggling to find success, and they haven't really been able to activate Electronic just yet, I would say. He's 3 for 7. Electronic's normally one of these decisive factors on a map like Dust 2 with his rifle play. And I mean, what we saw it previously, we saw Enstuna really struggle against Astralis at the beginning, then they were able to turn it around at around sort of this point of the match. So perhaps we'll get a similar story for Na'Vi now as things progress. Full AK buy from them.
All right, here we go again. Another opportunity for Na'Vi to do some big damage to the NiP economy and take control of this first half. Looking to engage the long position. Early Molotovs will hold control for Ninjas in Pajamas, but Na'Vi might be hell-bent on this. 4 players outside the long doors, but now there's a smoke down. So maybe it's time for plan B. Electronic showing some presence in the middle position, forcing one of the angles away. Lecro going for a quick flick before the flashbang comes in. Nothing doing, but Na'Vi continues to creep towards the long area. Both sides playing anti-flash. Dennis by blue could be crucial. Distraction being run, takes out the first player, can't get a second. Get Right though, doing as much as he can. Going for the scope, but Zeus with the 2K. We've got action all over the map, and it is the bomb now lost in the long position. Great plays by Lecro, but is it enough to win the round? There's a minute on the clock. Electronics in a 1 versus 2. So this one's not over just yet. They haven't decided to hold the bomb, and instead they will hold the bomb sites, 1 per site for Ninjas in Pajamas.
I actually love the setup here because Electronic, he has to kill so much time checking pretty much everything. You know, not even the positions in front of the longhouse where he is currently is safe. He can't take anything for granted because he knows the CTs had so much time to set up. And not just that, he knows that the CTs know where he just came from, which was such a far rotation. And now they understand that it's going to be an A play. They've got these beautiful positions. This shouldn't be possible for Electronic. He's going to push forwards behind the smoke and see the Incendiary getting laid down. He's going to go past the smoke, trying to be sneaky, but Forrest will sniff that one out. And another round going into the favor of NiP and Lecro. What a round from him with the AWP. Get Right really struggled here, whiffing a lot of shots, but doesn't matter. Lecro, this recovery, kind of unbelievable, honestly.
That's beautiful. I think a combination of the sound and the traces allowed him to deliver a beautiful shot through the smoke. Lovely stuff from him. So NiP, they keep passing these tests where Na'Vi are on the cusp of breaking their economy, but they can't quite do it. In fact, it's Na'Vi who are broken at the moment. A mixture of a rifle, SMG, and a bunch of pistols. Simple has a deagle on this occasion. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a frag. He is carrying the bomb though, so it's got to be considerate as to how he peeks. Holding a smoke at the moment, I do believe. Electronic, is he waiting for a flash from his teammates? No, just a dry peek. So 3 smoke grenades for Na'Vi. Maybe one goes on the balcony to set up. That would be... no. Yeah, that would be the smoke. So now they could throw grenades behind that, although they may go slow in case of counter grenades. We saw some brutal HEs. Speaking of which, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's the problem sometimes when you throw the initial smokes, that's when the HEs come in. That's why we see the re-smoke there, and they just wait, try to take as little damage as possible. Here comes the run. Lecro in position. I don't think there's too much to stop him from the AWP. You got Forrest trying to lay into them with the taps. And will eventually find himself some successes. Lecro needs to get something done with that AWP, and this is actually being a little bit too labored right now for NiP. So many missed shots here, but the P250 comes out for Lecro. Now things start to fall into their favor. The bomb did not go down, but all of Na'Vi certainly will. And another round for NiP. It's many rounds in a row. I think it's 8 in a row, right? So
there's 5 in a row. They just stay on fire just now.
I believe they would be non-fireable. It is indeed 8 in a row.
Oh, okay. It just showed the logo. It just showed the logo there. So I guess I was confused. 8 in a row. You are right, Dan. I'm sorry I ever challenged you. 8 in a row for Ninjas in Pajamas. No answer from Na'Vi. They've come close, but not close enough, as we mentioned in a previous round. There's a flashbang on the side, flashbang over the top, and Simple has been eliminated despite all those flashes. But Long is in the hands of Na'Vi, but for how long? Get right, almost vulnerable there, but Lecro has been delivering with this AWP, and we must recognize that. Normally we talk about Forest, but Lecro has had some great shots towards Long. Forest holding down the mid position with an AK-47. I feel like he's had it forever. We've got Flamey with the bulldozer, but they are the ones being bulldozed at the moment. Flamey and Zeus remain. Zeus has had some nice frags, trying to lead by example. Only good for 2 rounds, though.
And there it is. Bomb's been discovered there, lurking around middle. And there's been too much damage done whenever Na'Vi take the long position. Lecro in this round, again, he got a kill through the smoke with the AWP once again, which is devastating. And Flamey, rude awakening for him as he turns the corner out of the longhouse into top mid, and very jovial Lecro on screen. Doing excellent work, as you say, James, with that AWP.
Lovely flick from Lecro. The smoke kills are off the charts.
He's a happy chappy.
9-2. We have a timeout from Na'Vi. Their money is... It's not spectacular right now. It's not spectacular at all. Flamey is 2 for 9 at the moment. Everybody else is averaging about 6-7 kills. Forest 14 for 8 with 0 assists. Feeling pretty good. Pretty clinical around that mid position. Then it's 12 for 7, having the week of his life.
And Forest with 133 ADR right now. He's definitely getting the damage in. That is for certain. And it's a struggle here so far for Na'Vi star players to get activated and be put into a position to succeed. And it's mostly been because NiP have been so good at denying the map control. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can find something here. Simple, the only man with an AK, the hero AK-47, gifted to Simple. The best player in the world. Deserves an AK-47, James.
Every now and then. Edward waiting for something in the gap, but being offered nothing. You can see some communication with the squad. Mostly focused around the mid position, just looking for peaks, looking for Ninjas in Pajamas to seek information so they can punish it with the guns that they have. But Ninjas in Pajamas are not giving them the opportunity. Maybe the quietness, they detect that angles are being held, but they're comfortable. They are well equipped, much better equipped. You can see Get Right's been boosted on the stack in CT spawn. You can wallbang both levels of that, but you never really see it in professional matches. You can even spray it with an AK. He sees so much. Plenty of information for his teammates. Takes out one. Got to be careful now. Falling off the box. And that's beautiful damage. Just a bomb on the floor. A molly as well. And they continue to dismantle this push from Na'Vi. NiP close to double figures. There goes Zeus, leaving Electronic, the last man, to be taken apart. Screwdrivers in a radio, and it's in pieces. 10-2 for Ninjas in Pajamas. 10 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it's a really great performance from NiP here. You can't say anything less. They understood what was happening. They handled it. Every single player performed their role perfectly in how to defend that push. And here we are, 10-2. And NiP, rather, I should say, Na'Vi need to find something. Much like ENCE, you know, they need to find a way to consistently open up these rounds, but they don't have too many more chances. At 5-10 is the best possible half they can have now, which is definitely looking bleak. But again, Simple and Electronic, the two players you want to look at for Na'Vi, but you have to get them in position first, set them up to succeed. It looks like we may have a delayed long take perhaps coming in from Na'Vi. Maybe not, it's hard to say just right now. Catwalk control absolutely should eventually fall into their hands. No check middle. The pop flash from top mid there to make sure there's no CTs close to the doors. Electronic wants to deeper look here. Spots one going across. Loses the battle, though. That's painful.
4 remaining players for Na'Vi, all in mid for now. They've taken the short position, but once again, there are 3 Ninjas in Pyjamas players just waiting. Immediate counter smoke from NiP as well, just thwarting any timing or intentions Na'Vi may have had towards that short position for now. Lekro by the car with a smoke, a Molotov, and a HE grenade, so he could re-smoke that position if he feels like it's the right play. You can see Na'Vi making inroads towards that long area. There's no flash for Get Right. He has a flash of his own, but there's no one to give him a support flashbang. He will drop one. No, he can peek behind it. Such is the nature of the ramp, but it's useful. Trade the frag. Now Lekro is here. Oh, it could have been 2. One might be enough. Simple. Misses opportunity. Baiting a shot, but they've both got AWPs. Lekro not going for the elbow. And now it's just Simple. The crouch peek won't be enough. 4 players survive for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 11-2. Dominating scoreline so far for the Swedes.
Yeah, excellent work from them. They look so formidable at this point. And Na'Vi yet to find a way to crack open these fortified positions, such as long. I think pretty much every time they've gone long, even the times in which they've gained long control, they've lost too much. The trade has not been worth it. And that is a really huge fundamental problem on your T side of Dust 2. We'll see a faster approach here from Na'Vi with very poor equipment as they go straight through middle here for a very fast running beast split all the way. No stop as Forrest is left there to defend from outside. Good flash coming in. Forrest looking to do what he can. He gets 2. How much more can Rez do here to prevent this bomb from going down?
Seems he can do a lot. Multi-frags as per usual for Rez, leaving Flamey in a 1 versus 3. Max loss bonus. The bomb plant doesn't mean so much. It will give them 4,200. He needs rounds. Na'Vi need rounds. 1 versus 2. Plenty of time for Flamey. Speaking of flames, there'll be some towards the tunnel, but it won't be the round. The bomb plant is punished by Get Right. And it's 12-2 for Ninjas in Pyjamas. It's dominant. They'll be happy, but not too happy, because again, their fate is not in their hands. Their fate is in the hands of Ents. But they can do all they can do, and that will be to try and win the match. And so far, so good. 12 of 14 rounds so far in this half. Can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, it looks pretty incredible. Everyone from NiP looks so comfortable. Lots of nades on the long position to shut it down completely from access. But will Na'Vi find a VIP pass? It's that long position later in the rounds. As those smokes start to dissipate. Late Xbox smoke there for the catwalk to be taken. Quick flashbang through the door. So 2-man setup in the pit position. They will surely not expect a second player there. They have not run that setup before, but there is Edward here boosted up onto the blue container to see what he can see. And they are going to be making some noise here. So much here on Forrest in this position. He spots the head, Edward's position. That is beautiful for Na'Vi.
Good focus from Edward. Easy to get caught unawares in that position. Rez finally gets slayed without fragging anybody. And maybe there's a chance for a much-needed 3rd round for Na'Vi. It's a 2 versus 5. They know where one of the 2 players is, but they have positioned for the A bomb site, and the frags continue. Dennis left alone now. Got to go for it. There's the first one. Again, he's on fire. It's a quadruple peak, and that will be enough to stop Dennis this time. A 3rd round on the board for Na'Vi as we head to half-time.
Oof, what a bleak outlook for them, though. Only 3 rounds. NiP, they look so damn good from the aggressive plays where they just understand through gut instinct alone when to just go for it, and the confidence carries them through from really great setups. Fantastic CD setups which require really good map reads as well, reading your opponent well. And that's one of the things that Na'Vi usually do very well, is they kind of get in your head. The way that they sort of run around the map can be unconventional versus more structured teams. And it seemed like Zeus couldn't really quite find a good beat to get into the heads of NiP, and they were able to defend and read every play as it came to them.
What if Ninjas in Pajamas win the pistol now? That might just be the GG right there. I'd love to get an update from production on the score in the Ents match, because I think that is quite relevant. NiP doing the best they can, which is, I mean, pretty damn good so far. But of course, 10-5. I'm not sure who that is to. I'm assuming Ents are 10-5 in their match. Again, if Ents draw or win, then Ents are through to the final. So, but NiP, worst case scenario, can still give us a hell of an entertaining game here on Dust 2, and they've done that so far.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's for me, NiP are just showing that they're improving a lot. And you know, one of the issues that they've had, again, to bring it up, because I still feel like so it is a pretty relevant storyline, is that Dennis was in a massive slump for so long, and it looks like he's really found himself after taking a break. And you could see that NiP, although they did well, some of the stand-ins that they had used, getting Dennis back seems very important, and it's working out for them well so far. Lekr has some pretty disgusting shots on long through the smoke. This was a huge problem for Na'Vi. Normally on long, you can almost take for granted that you're going to get long as a T side, and you're going to have at least an even trade of players, which will be favorable. But they were always losing way too many players whenever they would take long.
Man like Lekr with the highlight plays with an AWP, and here you can see the 6th man for both of these teams. Peter in the darkness like he's Bruce Wayne or something. And Kane as well. One will be more stressed than the other. I don't think Na'Vi can make it to the final, but you still don't want to be losing with a score like this. Again, there are more lands to come in the Blast series, and all the points matter for the finals later on. So everything is important. Every round is important. Here are the stats for Forest. The greatest beard in Counter-Strike at this point, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. And opening duel 6-1, obviously enormous impact from Forest in this game so far. He's not the only one, of course. It was absolutely a team effort from NiP. But here we go. We're ready to get ourselves started on this second half. Can Na'Vi bring a comeback? I mean, we've seen a bunch so far recently, so I don't think we should ever deny it to them, and we should never take it for granted just because NiP are so far ahead that there's no chance here for a Na'Vi. This is one of the best teams in the world, of course, Na'Vi. They're back against the wall. It's when it gets emotional, James. That's when they say they sometimes can pull out their best performances, and they sure as hell need it here.
Lekr has picked up a P250. He's one of the 2 utility men along with Get Right. They have 2 smoke grenades between them and 2 flashbangs as well. Long has been taken by Ninjas in Pajamas. Nobody spotting for Na'Vi just yet. They have had 2 people quickly onto the short area. I do wonder if they'll go for a flank. With Rez moving towards B tunnel, there may be a very weird timing should they choose to do that, but they'll fall back instead. Simple with a 1-tap onto Dennis. Got those 2 smokes used to cross towards the A side, but there's still range to be had for the CETs. If they choose to engage from short, for example, they'll still be at an advantage. Rez has made his way through B, and that is beautiful play from him. Massive headshot and a follow-up second frag as well, which gives NiP an advantage now.
However, Simple and Electronic are the men you want left alive, and Simple assassinates Rez as he pushes forwards now. Where's Electronic coming from? He's a bit behind. He can't really play with Simple just yet. Simple might have to slow things down, but he won't. He goes forwards. He finds more. Simple taken down by the burst fire of Get Right as he just barely evades down into CT spawn, cutting off the line of sight. His position, though, is now at this point pretty scary, but Is there a kit for Electronic? Does GetRight know whether or not there is? Because Electronic's really threatening a full defuse. Nerves a steal from GetRight to hold TT spawn. He's not even peeking. Electronic can't really believe it. He's going to have to go all the way deep to find GetRight, and he gets the kill. But has GetRight done enough? He absolutely has. The kit's found, but it's too out of position. GetRight, nerves of steel.
The man has so much experience that all adds up to game sense. He's a non-believer. He will not be convinced, he will not be persuaded, he will not be swayed by your parchments, by your tablets. Doesn't want to read your documents, stop knocking at his door. Beautiful stuff from GetRight. That's a beautiful way to win the second half pistol round and really potentially crush this game of Dust 2 versus Na'Vi. Na'Vi, who have invested for the most part. There are plenty of pistols and flashbangs here. The odd smoke grenade as well. There's a first counter flash in B tunnel, but it will not deter Ninjas in Pajamas from moving in with their SMGs. Flamey, he's got one. Can he get any more? Trying to buy some time. There is some spam with some help from Zeus as well. Flamey, how is he doing this? What the hell has happened? It's a 1 versus 4. Then it's wondering what the hell is going on. They're trying to double pick, trying to stack up against him, and it might just work. He's on 24 HP. The HE comes out. There is a flank as well, and maybe there's a chance yet for Na'Vi.
That is an excellent hold. Flamey looking great with that deagle. And he had some assistance there as well, just to keep him safe long enough to keep him in the action. And indeed, Na'Vi have a turning point. A really solid one. Simple gets the AWP straight away. And NiP, are they going to go for a force here? They've got a couple players that have spent, like Dennis and Lecro spent everything. Okay, now GetRight has as well. But Rez and Forest going for the full save. Interesting stuff there for NiP. There's no rush for them as well in so far as trying to close this match down. They have a lot of rounds in advantage. They don't have to screw over their own economy. But now going for an interesting buy here. I'm curious to see how effective it's going to be. GetRight trying to get something with the scout. Tagged down to 16 there, a leg shot. He jumped, which saved him against Simple. This is scary stuff in mid right now. The round could be decided here.
Scope is, oh, denied! What a hero played from Lecro.
Wow.
GetRight. Oh, okay. Up close. Problems are being compounded. Zeus in that short position doesn't find anything. NiP just waiting for Na'Vi to try and even the seesaw. Waiting for a peek, nothing doing just yet. Lecro of a jump pick, doesn't quite see Zeus, however. There's some spam, GetRight's taken out, he was low anyway. But it's only pistols that remain. 2 of the 4 players have Kevlar here for Ninjas in Pajamas. Rez has picked up the scout. 37 seconds left. I wouldn't say that's in NiP's favor unless they can take out Electronic. Then surely the numbers would be too great. Look at the transfer. That is everything it needed to be. And the bomb. Then it's left to try and do damage. He needs to die at this point. He needs the money bonus and he will be eliminated. Could have been more, but it wasn't. Na'Vi on the catch-up trail.
I somehow just was feeling that from Electronic. He looks so into that play, and it's really risky as well, because if those CTs decide to push the smoke or even look towards the doors, he's probably getting spotted as that smoke dissipates. That was a high-risk one, but you got to know when to pull out the high-risk plays. And Electronic absolutely has the skill if there is a window of opportunity to take it and smash it, and that's absolutely what he did, keeping Na'Vi in the game in a very unlikely situation. Now then, 5-13. I feel like there's been so much drama and just claiming 2 rounds for Na'Vi. And the drama will continue, but maybe not in this round. Maybe this is a respite, a moment to breathe, some relief here for Na'Vi, because it looks like NiP, unless they have gone absolutely mad, James, they should be on a full save here.
Absolutely mad. There's some Na'Vi fans in the crowd. 1 or 2. I think they're heavily NiP favored here in Madrid. The odd pistol for Ninjas in Pajamas. They will go slow towards long doors. They'll avoid the HE, but they'll be separated by the Molotov. And Zeus will exploit Lecro, almost defenseless. More mollies as well. Some spam with the deagle, but should probably be on the reload now, Zeus. Long range for Electronic, but no kill just yet. Flamey picking one up, as does Simple. And then there were 2.
And there it is. Indeed. A breath of fresh air for Na'Vi. A walk in the park. A moment to calm things down after some of the craziness we had previous to that round. But now the craziness continues. We've got Forest on the AWP, and he has historically been pretty incredible as a T-side AWPer on Dust 2. It's been something that's been a strong part of his wheelhouse as he looks for just to cover his teammates. Actually, they'll run down Suicide for the the fastest possible timing towards Catwalk and middle. They've been spotted, but this really does affect the rotation. You can see Electronic immediately going towards CT spawn. Zeus, though, he had the warning thanks to his teammates spotting it out. And NiP get Catwalk, but they will lose a player for it.
Ents have gone from a 10-5 lead to 10-10 in their game. So a victory becomes more pressing for Ninjas in Pyjamas with that news, although I'm sure they have no idea about that. 1 minute 20 on the clock. Dennis around the short A position, waiting for the smoke to go, showing some presence for his team, making Na'Vi wonder. You can see Rez considering the mid to B smoke. Maybe some discussion. Looking up top mid in case of a flank from long, as they don't really have information there, and there is a re-smoke. Dennis now cutting noise along with his teammates. No more presence shown, trying to make Na'Vi guess and maybe make a mistake in terms of rotation. Time will be low when it's time for NiP to execute wherever they choose to go. As you can see, the bomb is headed towards the B bomb site. Does Dennis show presence towards A? Does he try and pull people from CT spawn? Does he go for a late flank instead?
Going very deep now, past the double door angle into a deeper one. That actually creates, there it is, the off angle for Rez is very effective. And now Electronic has to worry about players from both sides. It's not easy. Simple will make it easier for him. Electronic, though, he can't hold against the 1 versus 1 of Lecro. And now Simple, 1 versus 2. Straight through the doors with the AK, and he can't get anything for it. He'll be dispatched, diffused by Forest, of course. 14-6 as NiP get ever closer to doing what they came here to do, and that is to win this game. Although their hands, or their fate is not truly in their hands beyond that point.
Again, all the victories count, all the points count for the long-term play towards the grand finals of this year. So every win is important, even if you can't make it to the finals of this particular land. Sideways Molotov through the door, but it won't be enough. Rez is still alive, just about. Still fighting for this long position. Zeus hasn't given them up just yet, but Necro will force him to. NiP a little closer to 15 rounds now, but they still need to convert the rest of this. 2 players focusing on A for Na'Vi. They haven't given up on this round just yet. Can't plant the bomb on long. Got to make your way towards the site, and maybe the bomb will be collected by NiP just outside the entrance for now. Collected by Legro. Rez looking towards the car position. May look towards the barrels of the A site next. Moving into the pit, and he'll be left in situ as his team rotate. Perhaps to take short, keep it textbook. Simple does have angles towards the short position, however. But they're all rotating towards B. They're basically rotating into the stack. There'll be no rotation from Na'Vi because they're going to gamble on being all on the same site together or just saving. So this could be very, very curious. Now, if Rez charges up with 6 HP, maybe gets an engagement with Simple. Maybe he sees that no one is on A and there's a rotation back, but that's if there's time. And I don't think NiP will really consider that at this point.
This is one of those weird situations where you almost overplay your hand if you go for the B split here, because Na'Vi go for the gamble stack. Oh, execution onto Simple though from Dennis. Clean shots with the AK, and they'll understand that they can go back to A. So this is great from NiP. They haven't put all their eggs in one basket. They've given themselves a way to gather information and change the course of the round if it wasn't favorable. And they've made it a guaranteed victory here as opposed to just running into this stack. And now it's just a case of saving these 2 weapons here. And if they could possibly remove one of them, that would be a pretty huge win for NiP, given how far ahead they are on the money and the rounds.
Everybody loves bonuses. Rez doesn't want to go too crazy with 6 HP. Flamey posted up on the B bomb site with angles. So it seems they'll be able to save what they have, Na'Vi. But they are up against 9 match points NiP doing everything that they can do to put themselves in a good position to make it to the finals. And they've done it well so far. Flames on the stage. Now, can they convert this? After that, their fate will be in the hands of the teams in the ENCE match. I won't say ENCE because if they lose, obviously, it's on an ENCE's hands. 15-6. What do Na'Vi have to fight with in this one?
Well, simple as an AWP. That's obviously important. 3 crossing towards B here for Na'Vi at the beginning of the rounds. So they have a heavy stack towards the B-bomb side there. Let's see if it works out, because Get Right is really fast up towards that B-bomb site and may not expect that position for Electronic, but he only had a CZ and he'll be taken down easily. But oh no! NiP running straight into the grinder there. The MP7 delivering. If he's picked up an AK, he'll follow it up with the additional kill onto Lecro. Flamey's done it all. 4 kills, holding down the B-bomb site. Na'Vi stacking 3 players at the beginning of the round to B. And they pulled it off. I don't believe it.
Great play from Flamey on the B-bomb site with the MP7 around the smoke. Then lined up perfectly for him, finishing off Electro and then Forest. Really well done from him. But again, the comeback trail is still long and arduous with a steep incline. But they've done good damage. They've weakened the attack of Ninjas in Pyjamas. Then it's just with a Desert Eagle and Get Out with the UMP. But somehow NiP still able to take the long position, but they're up against Simple now. He was towards the car position. He'll rotate elsewhere, maybe fearing a Molotov or something. But there's only a smoke grenade here for Ninjas in Pyjamas. That's it. Smoke grenade and bodies. You don't want to run bodies at Simple, so I think NiP will need a plan B.
Unless you're trying to record a Drowning Pool song, James. I can get away with whatever I want. It's my birthday, so.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was quite good, actually, but never mind.
Yeah, it's good if you get it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So,
you know, you're an old man now, Dan. Don't forget.
That's true. That's true.
All these youngsters, they don't know what you're talking about.
I haven't watched all those 1.6 frag movies, but anyway, the catwalk push will progress here for NiP as Edward looks to hold things down. The spray won't find its mark there. I thought it was pretty good, but the server disagreed. Flamey, though, will be able to thin the numbers, peeling off one towards top mids, making the numbers favorable. And the health here for Rez and Lecro is pretty poor, and Flamey has an HE still, so it would be interesting to see that connect, but might be contact with Simple. That's the next man to get the damage in. As they will indeed challenge Simple. Do they have the nades to deter him? Yes, perfect. On the slope, doesn't seem to worry Simple all that much though. Still picks up one, a second, will it be a third? Oh, not quite. Dennis still has something to say about this.
15 seconds. He needs to get that bomb plant before the flank from short comes in, but the flank is almost there already. He can go for bad plant. That's not quite it. He's still exposed. Could get shot in the bum. Electronic is up, and he will get shot in the bum after all. So there is an 8th round for Na'Vi. Not over just yet. They'll spread the wealth. The Yorgs flying around. The AWP collected, as is a second one. And there's round number 8 for Na'Vi. They will not have given up on this one just yet. There is the man Simple. If you've seen a tour of his house, he's a big fan of fridge magnets.
Yeah, looking pretty good here.
Marvelous stuff.
It's really difficult to shoot over the flames with Norp scoped in. Can't really emphasize that enough, but he made it look pretty easy.
ENCE is down 14-10.
Ooh.
ENCE is down 14-10. Chokerino, maybe. Maybe they will choke. In Pyjamas, though, it'll be pretty hard for them to at this point. But right now they're on pistols.
Oh, the double HEs! Oh, goodbye, Forest! And Zeus to just pepper him off. Wrap a bow on top. And it is not looking good here for NiP. So remind the viewers, take this chance to remind the viewers, James, what it means, the ENCE matchup right now.
If ENCE lose and NiP win, then NiP are in the finals. That is the long and short of it. Lecro looking to do some damage, but it will be minimal, just the one frag. And match point continues for Ninjas in Pyjamas, of course.
Oh my god.
In the stomach. It's like a reverse alien.
Love to see it.
Timeout from Ninjas in Pyjamas. $4,000 to $5,000. How do we spread the wealth?
NiP not looking all that worried. As you say, James, if only they knew what's going on in the other game. Obviously,
probably better they don't.
Well, yeah, that's true. Until they obviously get the 16, which looks fairly likely at this point, although Na'Vi, they have battled their way back to 9 now, and Simple, Flamey on AWPs, Orgs for everybody else, full buy, full nades, full kits, everything. Absolutely everything, even the helmets here coming out for Na'Vi. So they at least have everything to work with. But the CT side is a precarious one on Dust 2 because it's very difficult to play proactively and get information. It's very risky on this map. And the rotations are very punishing as well. So you're kind of at the mercy of what your opposition decides to do, and you have to just read it with minimal information sometimes.
Simple searching, Simple seeking, Simple flicking, Simple not connecting. One minute 20, warning shots ringing out. They will start to fall back. Dennis smoking the molly. And the Electronic will take the place of Simple, who makes his way towards the B-bomb site. Get Right still spotting outside long doors. The remainder of NiP around that middle position. Then they're starting to clear out the tunnels of B. The halls, the tunnels, whichever you prefer. Tunnels these days used to break out of prisons. Rez will join Get Right towards long, while Lecro will manually clear out the short position. He has achieved his goal. 40 seconds remaining. Looks like an A split, but when will they start to push towards long? It's the wall of smoke, which will isolate the players. There's no one on the A site itself, so this is a weird position for Na'Vi.
Yeah, it is actually very weird. And they decide to play. They will keep Zeus in the pits for now as he goes deeper. That's a great shot onto Get Right. Almost had the second one. Flamey now, it's up to him, but they can't really get a good timing to split on him. Oh, but he'll look away just in the perfect moment for Forest to take full advantage, and that's going to allow the bomb to go down in the nick of time. Simple alone with an AWP in a 1 versus 3. Well, he's got no choice but to go for it. They're against 16 here for NiP. He's going to swap out to the Org and make his way up Catwalk to see if that can be in some way will make it possible. I don't know, though. This is looking so desperate. The off angle coming in from Dennis. The headshot, and that's it. 16 to 9. NiP have toppled Na'Vi. And time will tell whether or not they'll be through to the grand finals based on the Ence's game.
Okay, it is 14 to 11 in the other match. We're going to go straight to it and see what the implications are and where Ents will end up.